Hi, welcome to Books of Yarn. My name is Anna, and in today's video, as you can tell from the title, I will be only reading Emily Henry's book for a week. Now, it is the beginning of fall, and I thought since one, I am a bit nostalgic. I don't, fall is my favorite season, but it always kind of aches my heart once summer is gone or over. And two, I did not get to read any of these books like I planned throughout the year because I was on this really long book slump. And also, I do have a reading goal of 100 books to read this year. And I do want to meet that goal. And I think as of recording this, I have read 18 books so far. So I still have 80. I have 82 more books to read. So let's get right into the book introductions. So this is People We Meet by, I was just about to say Emily Henry. People We Meet on Vacation. And let me just add as well that I know nothing that these books are about except for probably one. And I like not knowing anything about the book going in. And so for the sake of that, this is the first book. We have Book Lovers, which once again I have no idea what it's about, but I'm guessing it's people who love books. And then we have Happy Place, which I have started reading slash listening to about 5 times throughout this year. But every time I end up start reading it, it's always in one of my little mini sums because I had many of those throughout the year. And if I'm not mistaken, I'm supposed to be at least 100 something pages in, or at least I don't know exactly where I am in this book because I don't want to be lost, because I know this book does a back and forth with the present and with the past. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna start over this book. I'm gonna start this reading vlog with this book. I'm gonna start it over from the beginning. Also, let me myself a cup of coffee. It is getting late, but it's cool. It's really cold outside, and I do want to capitalize on that. So I might go outside and read in the car. If not, you'll get to see me drinking my coffee and reading inside. But I really do hope you enjoy. I hope you're gonna have a wonderful fall. Hope you really like this video. I started a Fable account reading club for readers who crochet, and you can join. I'd love to, have a little book of the month, book of the week, or whatever. I really think that that would help me going into next year with my reading. And I'm on TikTok. I post little mini reviews and stuff, but I also go live when I read. So if you're ever looking for someone to read with, you can always go follow me. It's the same as my YouTube channel, Books of Yarns. And I guess I'm not gonna make this intro any longer than it needs to be. So sit back, grab a book, and enjoy. And if you've read any Emily Henry books, let me know what's your favorite, because I'm always open to book recommendations. So I'm 108 pages in, and I think we're off to a very good start. Sorry, I'm at my window. I like to look outside. So I think we are off to a very good start. So far, I love the little banter that's going on between Nora and Charlie. Also, there are a lot of movie references made and stuff reference to the book world. So knowing a little bit about how the book world works helps you to get in on some of the inside jokes that they will share from time to time. Something came up in the book that they're both bantering and teased each other about, which I really love. what I can say is the most surprising thing is that I got 208 pages, most of which I did in one sitting, which I think is good, which means that I'm intrigued by the storyline. And as someone who tends to read a lot of romance these days, I think that is pretty good. I guess maybe I should lay off the fantasy and dive back into some romance. So I do hope that I could make some headways today, read at least 50 to 100 pages. So I'm gonna do a little reading right here, and then because I have decided today is gonna be a little movie day, I do want to catch up on some movie series that I want to watch. I do have an event coming up as well, and I also need to crochet some stuff. So I'm gonna take a break from reading to crochet some items for my event and watch some TV show. But I do want to get at least 50 pages of reading to 100 pages done today. So let's read. So I'm back. I've I've only read like 9 pages, but if you know me, I love to get me myself some coffee. So I'm lying, I didn't get myself any coffee. My mom did. But you know me, I love coffee, and I normally I like the whipped cream, so I normally like to eat the whipped cream off the top. But I'm not gonna do that today. I usually love extra ice and extra sugar. She must have forgotten the sugar part. But let's get back into some reading. I also want to make some more of these coasters for my event. So let me put you to the side here. Last thing I want is to get the people's library book wet. So let's get into some reading. So I finished reading Book Lovers, which was a 4.5 star for me. And one of the reasons why is I went in for the romance, but I thought it was too heavily focused on what was going on with Libby in terms of what may or may not be happening to her, if her marriage may or may not be falling apart. And if all of that was removed, this would have been a perfect 5 star for me. So what I'm going to read next is because I got the audiobook for Happy Place, and I remember where I was. So I'm going to start with Happy Place next, but I may or may not. I may start over completely because if I start, I just have this weird feeling that if I start from where I left off, I might not remember a few things, and I want to give this like a very fair rating. So I think I'm gonna start from where from the beginning, because I do remember where I left off, and I remember a few things, but it's not something that stick with me because I know it's a group of friends, but I don't remember anything else. So I'm having a little bit of a migraine, but I just wanted to do a quick update before I forget whatever I was gonna mention. So I did decide to restart from the beginning because I thought that was best. I was gonna start from the 50% that I had already listened to of the book, the 50% portion of the book that I've already listened to, but I decided not to. And this follows Harriet and Wynne. They broke up, but they've been broken up for like about 2 months, I think. but none of their friends know. And so on their last get together as a group of friends, I think it's six. Yeah. So Winnow, okay, why am I saying Winnow? Win and Harriet has to basically pretend that they're still together, and nothing much has happened. We're going back and forth though. We're going back and forth between how they've gotten together to possibly what caused them to break up, and we're also in the present. So we're flipping from past to present, which I really don't know how I feel about that, but I'm not really feeling so well. I went to a knitting club that I finally decided to stick to because I'm learning to knit. I'll show you what I'm just making a little plain scarf, so but yeah, I'm gonna go. I made some chocolate tea, chocolate, is it tea? I don't know, with marshmallows. So I'm gonna drink that, and I'm making a Halloween costume for my daughter, so I'm gonna work on that while I watch Supernaturals. I don't think I'm gonna read anything else for today because and I'm having a really, really bad migraine, and the last thing I want to do is to read. So that was just my quick little update. So, if you've been on this channel long enough, you know I'm a nature freak. I wanted to do this at home, but it was really warm today and I really wanted to come outside. And I was out there and I just thought this before I forget everything I wanted to say. So, I did finish Emily Henry, Happy Place. It was a 5 star, I really loved it. But um, the only reason why I gave it 5 stars is because I really loved the whole thing with I loved how the book wrapped up, but it felt too similar to what's one I read? Book Lovers. They're just there was a sister who was supposed to come back home and help the family out. That was also in Book Lovers. And then um one of the one of the Wynn's mom was sick and he had to move back home to take care of her. That was also close to Book Lovers because if I'm not mistaken, Charlie's dad was sick and he had to move back home because his sister, who was supposed to come back, didn't come back to take over or to take care. And I just think that that was too familiar to Book One. And she has this thing where she loves, where she does too much flashback, where she's constantly giving us background of the person's life in some odd particular way. There was that, and then there's this thing where whenever they're texting, instead of she puts it like specific, she always puts it in the line that she's texting in, which I think was really weird. But I still gave book Happy Place a 5 star because I really loved how everything wrapped up. And I'm reading People Meet on Vacation, and once again something happened, and the main star Poppy, Ride, and Alex Nielsen, they have some sort of mysterious fight. So she's doing the flashback that she always does. Um, I'm like 49 pages in, and I'm not really sure how much I like it, but I'll update you once I've got to like at least page 100 or 120. That's normally when in our books that you know exactly what the hell is going on or have some idea. So that's that. So I am 82 pages in, and at least no one's family member is sick or something, so that's a plus. Um, Once I'm done with this vlog, I think I'm gonna take a break from Emily Henry's books. Even though I had a 5 star Happy Place, I'm not sure I like I don't know how to say it. but this is giving me like a 3 star. I think that her books are too similar to each other to me. That's just my personal opinion, obviously. Um, this is supposed to follow like two couple, Poppy and Alex, and she has this thing where I hate, if you've watched any of my reading blogs, you know how much I hate when they have they're flipping from the past to the present. I love it to an aspect, but her books always give me that, how do I say, like like something happened between Alex and Poppy, and we're gonna have to like, and so they're supposedly having like a rough patch or whatever. And I know that we're gonna eventually find out, and more often times, like Happy Place, it was a 5 star for me. But I've read the book, and I still don't see why they broke up. But I really loved it, and that's gonna stay as a 5 star. But there's something going on. I don't know if I don't know if it's because I'm just reading her books from the female perspective. So Alex and Poppy had something happen on their last trip, which is how the book started out. We don't know what happened. You can tell that Poppy is in love with Alex, but there's no hint that he feels the same way. Um, it's just really weird. I really don't like. I'm trying to find the words to describe this, but I really don't know. And had I not gone on Spotify, which by the way, I don't know what's wrong. I don't know. I don't think Spotify should be offering audiobooks because it's it sounds AI generated, but I really wanted to get through these books, so I went on. I'm not gonna pay $14 on Audible to get this book 'cause I don't like it that much. But I went on Spotify and I get it, and it's all it sounds it sounds AI generated because there was a word, it's grenade, and the audio said grenade, which like just it's just weird. But um I'm really trying to like this book because growing up as a kid, I loved reading, and one of the things that I've always made, and that's why when I started getting back into reading as an adult, I did for the most part I try not to rate the book, and I try not going into the book with the only hopes of reading it, because once you go in reading and expecting to rate the book, like it's just given like 2 stars at this point. But it's not that bad. I really want to know what happens. And the thing about her books is it's not really the book that you can skip through to the end to find out. You're gonna have to read it because she will drop like little teeny hints as to what happened. But half the time it doesn't make any sense because I still didn't know why Wynne and Harriet broke up. Um, or I don't know if it's because I read so much fantasy where it's not in the outside world. It's not most of the time. It's This is what happened when I derive from my normal genre. Separate apart from James Patterson, I grew up reading like a lot of. I was like a Twilight girl. I would anything with a vampire werewolf. But I have like I think I'm 50% in. So hopefully it looks up because right now I'm not feeling this book. But I have stuff to do, so I'm just gonna get on to something. The next time I see you or you see me, I will be just reading this book and ending this vlog, and then I'm just gonna take a break from romance books for a while. So I did finish reading this. It is a two star for me. All the books seem so similar. There's either always a close family member who died and they have to drop everything to go um take care of that family member, or for some reason the characters, their childhood seem very traumatic, and I don't know if it's because i I could not relate to any of these people. So where Poppy and Alex is concerned, I did not feel the romance. At the end I was rooting for them to go their separate ways and remain friends. I love a good friends with lovers, but this has also has the miscommunication through. And I think that I would have enjoyed this a lot better if I got Alex's point of view, because the author made it seem that Alexa always loved Poppy, but I never saw that. I know Poppy loved Alex because I read it. I just didn't get to see it. I don't know why I'm out here validating why I gave this a 2-star. It is a 2-star, but I'm gonna leave it at that. If you enjoyed it, I've just decided that I'm gonna take a break from Emily Henry book. And I think what I did wrong is, had I read these like far apart, then I probably would not have picked up on how similar they are. But because I read them so close, like back to back, I normally don't read, even when, if you watch my video where I did continuing series, I read I read Divine Rivals. I read Rootless Vows right after reading Divine Rivals, and I had kind of a similar issue, but we're just gonna leave it at that. So if you've read any of these books, or you've liked Emily Henry's books, or you've read any books of her that doesn't seem to have like a lot of trauma, or someone's family is always dying. I know someone's family is always dying, but it's just too close to home. If you've read any of her books that you like, for future recommendations, and I think that maybe it's because I'm also laying off romance. I haven't really read a good romance book that I've liked for the longest time. Even though I gave Happy Place a 5-star, it wasn't even because of the romance. I loved everything else that was going on and the growth in the characters. I got to see that. Also, she has this thing where she's always going from past to present, and I think that I'd have enjoyed People Meet on Vacation better if she was staying in the present, but from time to time she'll bring up something from the past instead of an entire chapter from the past. Because when she does the flashback, I'm not getting the action like them doing. It's more to me heavily focused on telling us what they did instead of showing us what they did, which you already know how I feel about that. We're going to leave the video right there. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful year, month, week, day, hour, minute, second. I see you in my next video. Toodles.